Hi and welcome. Today we come together to celebrate the young people that said yes to the opportunity to connect with other diverse young change makers, to listen to themselves and each other, to learn about their passions in order to help identify global and local issues they wish to change. We will hear the stories of those who have taken real action to build towards a brighter, more sustainable future for all. Today, we come together to celebrate how small individual actions can collectively create a big impact. I'm now going to just talk you briefly through the journey you've been on to remind you. So, Sue, if you could go to the next slide for me. So, before we kick off, I just want to let you guys know what we're going to do today. That was your welcome. We're then going to hear from our GSL co-founders. We're going to hear some words from your coaches. We're going to look at some highlights from the program. We're going to hear from some of you incredible young people and the challenges that you took on in the 30-day challenge period. And then we're going to hear from some of the reflections to do with the well-being. And then we're going to look at our next steps, and we're going to hear a final word from our RISE partner. So we asked the young people of the world one question: what local or global issue are you most passionate about, and how will you empower people to take action? Thanks to the incredible people at Hello World and the Hello World app, we had 667 young people apply, and we welcomed 300 young people from 69 different countries onto the program. This was your journey. You applied through the app. You then attended a 3-day Catalyst course. You then went on to do a 30-day challenge period. And now we're at the celebration phase. And then we'll talk to you about some of the other things you can get involved with GSL towards the end, including our festival and our fellowship program. So we wanted to focus on some of the 4 skills that will help prepare you for the rest of your lives. And that's becoming great communicators, creators, critical thinkers, and collaborators. And you've all been megally successful at this. So I think we hit that one. Our vision is a world led by a global movement of socially conscious leaders. And now I'm going to hand over to John Harper, who's the CEO of Future Foundations and one of the co-founders of GSL, and Katie Granville Chapman, who is the director of the Wellington Leadership and Coaching Institute. And we're going to hear from them. Thanks very much, Katie and John.
Thank you, Amy. And I'd like to speak to all of you. I want you to take a moment to reflect, to think, why are you here? What drew you to attend the program and to participate in the challenge that followed? And I want to share with you why we founded this movement. Why did we start Global Social Leaders? So John and Kate, I'm John, and this is Katie, and we are the co-founders of Global Social Leaders. And Future Foundations and Wellington Leadership and Coaching Institute came together because we believe that if we support young people to make real change happen in their lives and communities, you'll be equipped with the tools to create a brighter, more sustainable world in decades to come. This program, your project submissions, prove that this is possible. I remember logging into the Hello World app and seeing the first sort of video being uploaded and watching and hearing why you care. And then to see you go on the program and then take action afterwards and submit some amazing projects inspires me. This program has been our most global and inclusive yet. And I would like to say to each and every one of you, the participating students, you are the leaders of today. And I thank every one of you for taking the leap to join our movement. You inspire me. Together, we will create a brighter future we can all look forward to, starting now. And I believe never has there been a time where our cause, our vision, our movement is more important. I would now like to pass over to my partner and co-founder of Global Social Leaders, Katie.
Thank you so much, John. And I just wanted to add to what John said by thanking you so much for stepping up and coming onto this program. And not only that, but taking on the 30-day challenge. I've been so inspired reading about what you've done. And it was such a privilege to get to speak to you on your program as well. You're a fantastic, incredibly inspiring group of young people. and the potential that you have for making real and measurable change in the world really blows my mind. And I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome all of you to our Global Social Leaders movement. You're now a member of our movement for life. So please connect with us. Please connect with young people in 105 different countries and continue your Global Social Leaders journey with us. A massive thank you and good luck.
And we'll now hand over to our coaches, Nadia.
Hello, hi there. Like I said earlier, it's so great to see so many of your names coming up and reconnect with you. You will also remember our lovely Shane and Michelle. Do you guys want to come on camera, say hi? Give us a lovely wave.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everybody.
Good morning.
Hi, everyone.
Shane, would you like to share some words about your experience on the program?
Wow, it's difficult to put it into words. I always learn a lot about myself whenever I do these programs, and it was just wonderful to see young people from all around the world, UAE, America, India, Bangladesh. I was really inspired by everyone, and it's been wonderful to see the projects over the last couple of weeks. So thank you for all the hard work that you've done. It's been great to be involved, and I look forward to hearing how things develop in the future.
Thank you. Michelle.
Yeah, awesome. I'm so excited to be here. And I just wanted to also, I guess, echo what John was saying, that like I feel really privileged to have been there right at the beginning when we were looking at the first admissions, looking at the videos, and just seeing the incredible passion that you already had at that stage, and then getting to meet you all in the classrooms and the Zooms, and just seeing that interconnection and interaction between all of you from all of these different countries. It was just such a privilege to be part of that. And now coming back and seeing what you guys have been up to, I knew you'd do amazing stuff, and you have. So I'm super grateful and happy to be here to be celebrating with you all.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, same from me. Really feel honored to be part of this journey. Like, the program itself was so enjoyable. We covered so many things, and we already know how powerful it was in our groups, and we shared so much. We kind of I know that we helped each other with ideas, with encouragement. So it's really nice today to be able to reconnect and then check back on what you've been up to with your challenges. We're going to show some highlights, and then a bit later on, as Amy said, we're going to have a panel from the young people themselves. So it's really great way to hear your experiences so far. So yeah, could we go on to the next slide, please? Here's some stats for you as well, just to kind of put it into perspective. So we on this program had 274 young people, as we know, from across the globe, all connecting, all logging in and sharing. We connected 69 countries, which is huge. Please do keep, if you're able to, I'm not sure if the chat is open. If you are, please keep putting in the chat where you're logging in from today. It's great for us to know that we can all reconnect again. In total, we spent 8,359 hours on the program, on the challenge. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry, a message just came up and covered that for me. So yeah, 8,359 hours spent on challenges. That's you guys have spent on your challenges so far. That's also incredible. And so far we have raised £20,438,000, which is incredible. So big round of applause to everybody. Thank you so much. So we have Jordan and China. Shane says that's incredible. Well done. Okay, so this was our timetable. If you can cast your minds back, this is what we were going through. So we had an amazing inspirational speaker. On day one, we looked at leadership and well-being. On day two, we looked at the global issues. What really is occurring in the world that needs our attention? What needs to change? We looked at our passions as well, our passions for change. How we can include our passions into the vision that we have of this change. We wrote out our vision statements, if you remember. Awesome stuff. At the end of day 2, we also looked at resilience, which was a really powerful session in our group. Day 3, we looked at independent challenges. We went through the spring framework. We had other speakers, and then we had a lovely closing session. So that was just a little reminder of what we went through on the program together. Could we go to the next slide, please, Susie? What we've been able to do is draw out some of the amazing words that you guys uploaded as part of your reflections each day. I'm just going to call these out because just to kind of invigorate us again and get us back into that beautiful space where we would feel so inspired and encouraged. So these are some of the words that you shared about being generous, resourceful, loving, kind, curious, strong, friendly, responsible, determined, empathetic, creative, caring, of course, focused, happy, beautiful, brave, hardworking, and supportive. Now, if you can just drop me in the chat for like maybe 20 seconds, what do you think all those words relate to? All of those words relate to one thing. What do you think that is? You can just put one word in the chat. Thank you. We've got love, love. Love it. Anything else? Leadership. There we go. Love and leading. Exactly. So we're all on the same page. It's about that leading with love and compassion. Being incredible leaders. Thank you, Zain. Okay. Next slide, please. Yay! It's probably my favorite part of the whole of today. We're going to look at some of your highlights. So sharing some of the journeys that you've been through, some of the great parts of the program. Okay, next slide. I'm going to hand over to Shane to read this out for you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Nadia. And I may have said to you guys previously, I don't believe in telling you to do something unless I do it myself. I don't mind talking like I am now, but I get really, really nervous about reading things aloud. So here we go. I'm going into my stretch zone now, guys. Okay. Day 1, leadership foundations. I learned that leadership does not just come from how you treat/act around others, nor just from the action you take, but also from how you treat yourself. Okay, really beautiful quote there from Caroline here in the UK. Thank you, Nadia.
You're welcome. Thank you, Shane. I'm going to read this one as well from Maya in Singapore. And also, thank you, Shane. A big round of applause for going into your stretch today. This one from Mai in Singapore. She says, love is the foundation of great leadership. The best leaders are always thinking about a way to help the team members to grow and to thrive. Love comes from the most sincere thoughts and actions. Feel the love, be the love, spread the love. So lovely. I'm going to hand over to Michelle, I think, to read out the next slides.
Yeah, oh my God, I love that. Yes, thanks, Mai. And this is from Teta from Rwanda. I will continue to remind myself of my worth and that I have to be resilient because no storm lasts. Love that, love that. And yeah, so these are some of the things that you guys also handed in for your daily reflections, and we just wanted to highlight some of these, some really awesome memes that one person sent out to all of their friends, like you're fantastic, mega cute little panda there, and flamingo-tastic and adorable. I love it. And also there's some like mindfulness coloring there. So this is different ways that you were thinking about how to be mindful and how to support yourselves in the well-being session. And we've also got a little picture there of somebody's jar of joy. Yeah, awesome. Really great stuff. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sharing.
Amazing. So Prince, I don't know if Prince is here today, but Prince was in my group, calling in from Thailand, and he read this, which is also incredibly beautiful. So, I am already a flame that is bustling with brightness and light. Now I shall become the one to ignite those lacking such needed flame. One flame alone is not enough. Is not enough brightness for such a dark world. But the more there is flame, the more there is ignition. And the more ignitions, the more flames. So, my friend, once the flame dominates all corners of the planet, darkness shall cease to exist. Woo! So beautiful, so poetic, and so true, which is what we've been looking at, coming together with that powerful light. And again, some other uploads that you all shared. We've got some amazing things here. This was a few of them looking at the resilience and how we deal with stress. If you remember, we talked about the rain clouds coming down and the bucket of stress, and how we can what we can do to support ourselves through those times. Passions, people sharing their passions, traveling, education, mindfulness, beautiful drawings. I love that with the brain, the purple brain at the top. Yeah, just loads and loads of beautiful, amazing uploads that you shared with us, which makes us know that we did our jobs quite well by sharing this stuff with you, but you guys took it and ran with it, and this is the beauty of the program. So thank you so much. Michelle, are you gonna read this one?
Yeah, or is this Shane? Shane, do you want to go for this one?
Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. I felt so much love and interaction during the program that I felt connected, even when we were miles away from each other. And that was Sneha in Rwanda. I think it's really, really nice. And that was one of the highlights for me over the program, because normally we would do this face to face. We'd all be seeing you guys, you know, in a wonderful building in Wellington College. But unfortunately, we were all at home. But despite the distance, okay, we were still able to feel that connection and that interaction with one another. So that was wonderful, Sneha. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nadia.
Thank you.
Me again, I think. Cool. So we see there's a wonderful, beautiful poem on the left-hand side there. And I must admit, that would be taking me into my panic zone if I was to read that out to you in full. So we can have a read through of that, the poem on the left-hand side. So I'm going to go to my comfort or stretch zone rather, and go to the one on the right. And it says, "The world is small. Ideas are big. We will meet again, embracing the problems, saying, hey, I've captured a new problem. Let's cook it and make a new dish whose name is solution. We will meet again." Thank you. Beautiful, Mahim. Really, really nice. Thank you, Nadia.
Thank you, Shane. That was amazing. Mahim said in the chat as well, thank you for sharing. Amy's got goosebumps from you reading that, Shane. Yeah, welcome, Mahim, and thank you so much for that. This is Michelle this time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, absolutely. Amy said she's got goosebumps. Me too. That's just beautiful, guys. Absolutely beautiful. And this is a quote from Osman in Nicaragua. And he said, "I learned that exchanging ideas with people from different nationalities, cultural, religious, and ethnic backgrounds helps you to think in a different way and to get other perspectives of the world." And that I really just think is such a great insight. And that for me was one of the highlights and the reflections on that the whole program is just this space to connect with people from all different backgrounds. Love that. Thanks, Osman.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Shane. Incredible. Absolutely, Michelle. Like the ability to connect across the globe in programs like this is just amazing. And then, so looking at the kind of framework that we use to get to our challenges. So we went through looking at our individual passions, What are the issues? How can we marry those together so we can use our skills and our hobbies and the things that we're good at, the things that we're really passionate about, that light us up, and channel that beautiful energy into something that we really care about changing. And then that's how we created our goals, and we got to figure out, I can do this, I can do that. And evidently, you guys chose very, very well, because we've seen the outcomes so far. So that was the framework we used. And then we looked at, can we go to the next slide, please? This was how we went into the challenges. So we kind of categorized them, if you remember, into pledge, publish, and power. So pledging was raising money, fundraising; publishing, sharing what's going on, raising awareness for things, and powering an existing cause. So all of what you did has been amazing. If we can go to the next slide, please, CB.
Sitting on the steps of the Parliament building, that didn't work. It never works. Getting off school for the march in London, that didn't work. It never works. But I swear there's a better way to solve this. 'Cause I want the change nobody's making, the risk nobody's taking. I want the change nobody's making, the change nobody's making. It's your opinion, so don't fake it, but the chances you're so taking. I want you all to know that equality is a human right. I want you all to know that we're doing everything to join the fight. I want you all to know that this fear we feel is mutual. Diversity is beautiful. If we stand together, we won't fall. 'Cause I want the change nobody's making. The risk nobody's taking. I want the change nobody's making, the change nobody's making. It's your opinion, so don't fake it, but the chances you're so taking. 'Cause I want the change nobody's making, the risk nobody's taking. I want the change nobody's making, the change nobody's making. It's your opinion, so don't fake it, but the chances you're so taking. Said it's your opinion, you can fake it, but the chances you're so taking. Before it's too late.
Amazing. Thank you, Susie. So amazing little video showcase there of some of the stuff that you've done, and now we're going to hear more about that. So Shane is going to take the challenge panel here. Then we've got some young people joining us, and he's going to ask some questions. But collectively, sorry, if we could just go back one slide. Thank you. Collectively, you guys completed 2007 challenges. You supported 2007 challenges, and in total that was 74 organizations supported on issues that you feel passionate about. That's so much work that you've done, that we've been able to go from a 3-day program on the whole journey that Amy talked us through earlier into this now. So now we're going to get a chance to really hear from some young people. We've got some questions for you, and to hear your point of view, your perspective, because that's what's really important here today. So I'm going to hand over to Shane, and he's going to host the challenge panel.
Brilliant. Okay. Can you hear me okay, Nadia?
Yeah, we got you.
Brilliant. Wonderful.
Perfect.
Thank you very much. And so if we ask people to unmute themselves, where the young people are, please.
Hi. Hi, my name is Kyungmin. I'm 15 and I'm from South Korea. And on the topic of period poverty and shame, I've been working on 2 projects. One, a children's storybook illustrating the process of menstruation, why it happens, and why none of us should be ashamed of them, which is the manuscript is being reviewed by the publishers. And 2, a social media-based organization called the Period Poverty Pixel Project, where I encourage people all around the world to take action against the stigmas. Every participation colors in a pixel in a large image, and as the image is gradually colored in, we see ourselves come together and eliminate this issue.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. My internet connection dropped out a little bit there, so brilliant. Thank you very much for that, Maya. Kyung, Maya, talk to us about your project, if you don't mind, please.
Hello, I'm calling in from Lebanon today, and my project was also working on period poverty, but it was related to fundraising. I fundraised in my local community and was able to gather donations in order to give more than 320 underprivileged girls period kits, which should last them between 2 to 3 months. I believe that the menstrual products are very important for women, and my country is going through an economic crisis. So a large percentage of women are not able to access these products. And I would like to thank GSL for giving me this opportunity to be able to affect girls' lives. Thank you.
I think we've got a few connection issues there with Maya.
Are you okay, Shane? Do you need me to help with the questions?
Yeah, I think my connection is sort of seems to be dropping a little bit.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and I'll go back to Kyung Ming. Thank you for sharing. What passion that you have has driven you to create this challenge, this project that you created? What was your passion?
The passion that drives me is the love of expressing things through art. My main audience was young children who, from the moment they're born, understand the world through their eyes. And I felt that the best way to approach this difficult scientific issue was to illustrate it in a way that they adore. Writing is another passion of mine. I write a lot in my free time, and I decided that combining these 2 passions would result in an outcome that could change the mindsets of the audience. And for my second project, I use pixels, again, because we can visualize where we are. There's actually a scientific basis around how visualization works, and seeing is believing.
Amazing. That's so incredible. Thank you so much. Big round of applause. Just a follow-up question on that. Like, what has this whole process brought for you, would you say?
Sorry, could you please repeat that question?
Yeah, this whole process of going through the program, creating these amazing projects that you have, and where you're at now, what has this journey so far brought for you individually?
For me, before I started this challenge, I myself lacked a lot of knowledge on menstruation and the issue of period poverty. So I've gained a lot of knowledge and awareness, as well as how many people suffer from this that don't talk about it. So I've gained the awareness, and I've also gained the confidence to speak out about something I believe. because I'd always supported this issue, but I didn't think to stand up and do something for myself.
Incredible. Incredible. Big round of applause. Thank you so much, Kyo-Ming. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your projects, your challenges, and for sharing them with us. But that to me is incredible to hear that journey for you, to take a passion that you've always had, but then to now have that platform to be able to speak up and also for yourself to build your awareness and your understanding. That's so amazing. Thank you so much. Shane, are you good? Are you back?
I hope I'm back. Fingers crossed.
To you to ask Mia.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kyung and Mia. I did hear that in the background, and thank you, Nadia, for stepping in. But for me, the takeout there was what Kyung said at the end. It's given her the confidence. It's given her the confidence to speak out about things she's really passionate about. So that's really wonderful to hear. And I hope that through your various different projects in your countries all around the world, you've taken something away from it, whether it's the confidence to speak up, the confidence to start thinking about yourself, looking after yourself, and starting to think about the environment, because we don't just want this to be something you do for a couple of days or a couple of weeks and you leave it behind. We want you to continue this, okay, in your local communities, in your countries, for a prolonged period of time. So thank you very much, Kyung. Thank you, Mia. That was lovely to hear. And I'm going to hand back over to Nadia, who's going to take us through to the next stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. Just Mia, just before we lose you, I'd love to ask you on this particular issue, what can people do? What can other people be doing to help support you and this issue?
People can learn more about period poverty and how common period poverty, it's more common than we actually think it is. And living in a Middle Eastern country, many topics are still considered taboo. So talking about period poverty was going out of my comfort zone, and for many, at first I was afraid not to get donations, but donating, learning, and advocating are all the ways to help.
Incredible. Thank you so much. And again, yeah, well done for being brave, because I understand as well, stepping out of your comfort zone. As Shane shared earlier as well, he doesn't ask anyone to do what he's not able to do. So we do encourage that. We do encourage going in, pushing yourselves, and you did that. So well done, Mia, and with amazing outcomes. So thank you so much for that. Big round of applause, Mia and Kian. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna now host another panel about well-being. Oh, let me just go through these really quickly. Sorry. So this, if we just go back one slide, this young person. So if we go to the Kudakwashe slide, there we go. Thank you, Susie. Kudakwashe, I'm not sure if you've logged in today. If you have, hello, welcome back. It was a pleasure to work with you. Oh no, I thought that was someone. I thought it was Kudakwashe in the chat. Just a quick image here I'd love to share. So Kudakwashe took on this challenge of cleaning this river in his local community. He went out and he just got on with it. And then you can see the before and after photos. He submitted some videos demonstrating his work and helping to recycle the waste from his local community. So big round of applause to you. That was incredible. Thank you so much. And we can move on. There's Kudakwashe doing the hard work.
To reduce water pollution, I would then recycle the plastic.
So he really did do that. Amazing.
I joined hands with the youth from a local community to collect litter. We grouped the litter into different types and colors for recycling purposes. For easy transportation, I crushed this litter into small particles using this grinding machine to get these small particles. We then used buckets and drums to clean the crushed litter before taking it for recycling. After a combined effort with peers from our community, we managed to remove most of the litter from this water body, thereby reducing water pollution. This project has improved sanitation in my community. We managed to remove litter from the polluted water sources, roads, and the environment. By doing so, we reduced the contamination of our water bodies. We possibly reduced infant mortality in my community, which is caused by unsanitary conditions and waterborne diseases. The project will reduce poverty and unemployment in my community. It will be a possible job creation venture. Those who will be willing to take up recycling of plastics as a way of generating income will benefit. This project has set an example to the community. Waste must be managed well, starting at household level. The careless disposal of non-biodegradable waste is bad for the environment. Burning of plastics emits harmful gases that are bad for health and cause global warming. If we are to protect our earth, recycling of waste is ideal.
Thank you, Susie. Lots of messages in the chat supporting you, Kudakwashe. What an incredible project. Well done. It's superb. So inspiring. Absolutely amazing. And you can see that it wasn't just about cleaning the rivers. Kudakwashe thought about all the other aspects as well. It can improve employment in the community, obviously improving the water substance. So yeah, amazing stuff, amazing stuff. Michelle and I are now going to host a wellbeing reflection panel. I feel like I've spoken loads, so I'm going to hand over to you, Michelle, just briefly. More messages in the chat for Kudakwashe. So yeah, in the wellbeing chat, the wellbeing panel, we have some young people joining us. We have Tamanda, Sahana, Ruth, and Lenience. We're gonna, Michelle, shall we each take 2 young ladies, and then we can let them introduce themselves, where they're from. But I'm going to hand over to you, Michelle, because I've spoken.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Nadia. And we can never get bored of hearing your voice. Oh my goodness, these projects are just making me so emotional. I love it. They're so incredible. And yeah, let's introduce. So Tamanda, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself and say a little bit about, so this is, maybe you can tell us where you're calling in from, a little bit about the project that you did, but mostly about, tell us something about what you learned about yourself throughout this project, this process.
Okay, my name's Tamanda. I'm Malawian, but I'm calling in from New York. I live in the US. And my project was about spreading skills to people left out of mainstream education. So I had workshops with my friends teaching, designing, tailoring, and giving people startup materials to start their businesses. And one thing I learned about myself, specifically about well-being, is that sometimes I tend to overwork myself and kind of reduce myself to just being a functionalist. And after GSL, I started taking up things like yoga, spending more time with my friends and taking more breaks. And I actually realized that that makes me more productive, which I thought would be something that held me back in the beginning, but it wasn't.
Yes, awesome, Amanda. Yeah, sometimes we can get confused, but hold on, is this going to help? But actually, yeah, taking that time out for yourself. Sounds like you did an incredible project as well. Thank you for sharing that. And let's hear from Sahana.
Hi, I'm Sahana from Malaysia. I'm 16 years old. So for my challenge, I created a nonprofit to empower young people to participate in civic engagement. And via that, I ran a youth empowerment conference, and it reached from 72 countries. And myself during this was I have to not do that. And I might also learn to like narrow down what I'm really passionate about, because I tend to have like a ton of different interests. So during the program, I managed to like sort of narrow that down and identify what really sort of like drives me.
Great, thanks. So yeah, just really focusing in, taking that time to find out what it is that's driving you. And what about during your project? What kind of things were you doing to support your well-being, Sahana?
Yeah, so something that I was really focused on doing was balancing all my different workloads. So from school to my project and to like just downtime in general. So that was something that I really learned how to do. I think I can get very wrapped up in my work because I enjoy it. And so it's kind of a challenge at first, but I think I gradually got used to sort of like, yeah, managing my time better.
That's awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Time management, yeah, brilliant way to, and very simple, or seems simple, but actually it's quite difficult in order to really look after ourselves. Thank you so much for sharing. Nadia, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, ladies, Tamanda and Sahana, for logging in today. We're going to hear from Ruth. Hi, Ruth, how are you? And where are you calling from today?
Hi, my name is Ruth. I'm calling in from Nigeria. Super excited to be here today.
Welcome, it's great to have you. In the terms of well-being, what did you learn about yourself through the well-being aspects?
One particular thing I learned about myself was that I really cannot give out if I'm not fueled properly. So I learned mindfulness. I learned to slow down so that I can pour out to people as much as I want to. One thing I also learned that was ingrained better in me was that you cannot pour out of an empty cup. So if you're very stressed and you're tired and you're having like a lot of things running around your mind, you cannot give yourself out the way you want to. So for you to be that change maker you want to be, for you to be that person helping others, you need to first help yourself and make sure you're in the right state of mind. So just like I think Samantha, I'm very caught up in the work I do, but I learned that once I'm stressed, once my body is telling me to take a break, I have to take a break. If not, I'm not going to be productive at all.
Lovely, amazing. How have you managed to implement that now in your own life?
Well, it's been really hard because I have to juggle a lot of things, but I try to take a break when I need to and not feel bad about taking a break. I think what I used to feel before was, oh, I shouldn't be on a break. Why am I so free at this point? But it's not just about being free, it's about re-energizing and getting back on track so that you can pour yourself out the way you want to.
Yes, amazing. And giving yourself that compassion and forgiveness, like you said, so not to feel guilty, but like I need this, and with the intention of I need this to be the best for what I can do in the world. Ruth, it's amazing to hear from you. Just before you go, what was your project? What was your challenge?
My challenge was I actually had two ideas, but I just settled for one, which was on gender-based violence awareness. So I did an awareness program in a community where we spoke to them about rape and gender-based violence and shared, rape hotlines and spoke to them and allowed them know that, gender-based violence is very common and it's wrong. The thing is, a lot of people in my community don't understand that gender-based violence is a harmful practice. When you live in a culture that promotes things like this, you cannot identify that it's wrong. So we spoke to them about how to speak up if a child is being harassed, how to speak up even if it's an adult being harassed, numbers to call, how to stand up even if you don't have anyone around, and very useful tips on handling gender-based violence.
Oh, incredible. Thank you so much. That's an issue very close to my heart. And I know Michelle as well. Like we talk about this, we work on stuff like this. Thank you so much. This is such an important issue, and you tackled it in such a good way with the education, the awareness, and the change in those cultural existing issues. Thank you so much, Ruth. Big round of applause to you. Lastly, on this panel, we're going to hear from Leniette. Hello, my dear. Where are you calling in from this morning or this afternoon?
Okay, good morning to you all. I'm Leniette. I'm calling from Zimbabwe.
Welcome, Zimbabwe in the house. How are you?
Okay.
What did you learn about yourself in the well-being practices that we covered in the program?
Well, I learned that I am capable of doing things that I thought I couldn't do. Taking up these projects, which we were supposed to carry out for the whole month of March, I didn't expect Like I underestimated myself, but little did I know that I'm actually capable of doing great things. You know, the change that I actually brought in my community, it was noticeable. It may not be that very big, but then there was a change and a significant difference that can be noticed. So I learned that I'm capable of accomplishing my goals only if I give myself, and if I really have passion for something, and if you commit yourself to something, you can actually do great. So I learned that I shouldn't underestimate myself, and I can do great.
Yes, you can. Absolutely. Thank you. One more question. What did you learn about other people, and how can we support each other with our well-being?
Okay, the basic thing that I learned from other people is the team spirit that we had. You know, coming from different countries, having different religious beliefs, and people from different races, but we managed to come together in oneness so as to bring different ideas. You know, I learned so many different ideas from people from all over the world. So the power of teamwork is actually a key lesson that I drew from my fellow panelists who are graduating today. So the spirit of teamwork and unity is actually what I learned from others.
Oh, absolutely. What a beautiful way to end the panel there as well. Thank you so much, Linian. Unity, teamwork. You're amazing, all of you. If you can all come back on camera, we can all applaud you. All the ladies from the panels. All the panels. Getting the challenge. Yeah, so we have Linian, Tamanda, Sahana, Kyomin, Mia, Ruth, Shane, you're back. Yay! Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone.
That's it. Amazing. We're gonna move on slides. Thank you so much, panel members. We're so glad that you're here to graduate with us and share your stories. Amazing. Thank you. Okay, what's next up on the slides? Let me double check. GSL opportunities. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to hand over to the incredible Katie Granville Smith, who you met earlier, the co-founder of GSL. Katie, yes? Oh, where is she? Katie, are you here? Yeah, there's waving. I'm going to hand over. She's going to do her thing. She's going to speak beautifully, and we're all going to be inspired. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you so much, Nadia. And wow, oh my goodness, panelists, thank you so much. I am so inspired by all of you. I'm so inspired by your courage, your humanity, and your really mature approach to tackling some of the world's trickiest problems. So a massive thank you to all of you for stepping up and doing that. And I'd love to take this opportunity just to invite you all to join the GSL movement. It's absolutely full of thousands of young people like you doing wonderful things around the world, making the world better, leading out of who they are and bringing their teams with them, connecting with their communities and forming beautiful partnerships to make really inspiring and lasting sustainable change happen. So I've got some specific invitations for all of you, and we'd absolutely love it if you would consider joining our movement through these opportunities. So the first, please get your diaries out and save the 17th and 18th of June. We're going to have our GSL Festival at Home, which is going to be our second one. Last year we had 513 young people, 305 adults and 39 speakers, and they were from all over the world. I think we had over 60 countries represented, and we'd love you to all come back, reconnect with each other, and also please tell us what you want. Please apply to speak at the festival. Having heard our panelists, I'd love to hear you panelists speak again. And I know that there are so many more of you who've got fantastic stories to share with the world. So please apply to speak and tell us what you want to hear. What are you guys interested in? Who do you want to hear from? I walked with the dinosaurs, so I would love to hear what you young people want to hear. and be a GSL correspondent. So much fun. Listen to the talks and write blogs and share what you've heard more broadly. And we'll put that across all of our social media channels so that young people, if they didn't get the chance to come to the festival, can hear about what you learned at the festival. And those who did can reflect and learn more from what you thought of it. And there's a survey just going out now, so please do fill in that survey. And also, you've done amazing individual challenges, so let's take it to the next level. Let's connect with a team of young people, bring a team of young people together from your schools or your communities to solve a problem together. And this is where you join the Global Goals competition. We're going to open this on the 14th of September, and we're just soon going to be taking our final submissions from this year. So you get from the 14th of September to the 1st of May to create a social action project with a team of friends. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. As you know from doing your individual challenges, it's even more fun when you do it with friends. So please do also consider signing up for that, put that in your diary, and definitely join our GSL fellowship. So what happens is every week you get an amazing newsletter called Feel Good Friday, and it doesn't half lift my week, and I'd love for you guys to have that too. You'll hear about good news stories, innovative projects, and what your other young people are doing. You'll also get access to the Global Social Leaders blogs and the podcast, and we really encourage you all to contribute to those. The more we can share your voices around the world, the better the world's going to be. So please, please write us a blog, write us a podcast, and keep in touch. And now I'm thrilled to hand over to the wonderful Rebecca Warren, who will speak on behalf of our RISE partner. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Brilliant working with you.
Thank you so much. It is sunny today, but I think it's even sunnier in my heart after listening to everything that I have heard from you all today. I have absolutely loved learning about what you guys have been up to, and I really feel like I can relax that the future is safe in your hands and that I can grow old and the future is better. It's been wonderful learning about the projects from period poverty to plastic to the reflections and the such important reflections on well-being, although Tamanda, I'm worrying about you being up so early if you are in New York. But that has been absolutely fantastic, and it reminds me very much of a Kurt Hahn quote. He's one of an old guy, an educational sort of specialist, but one of his quotes that I very much like and resonates is, "There is more in you than you think." And I think that all of you have proved that there is more in you than perhaps you thought at the beginning of this journey. And there is still more yet, because I really wanted to emphasize that you are needed. The world is so in need of young people like yourselves who are positive, coming up with solutions. You are the change that you have been waiting for when it actually comes to making a difference in the world. I wanted to add a caveat to that, because I think there's a lot of pressure placed on young people to make the change, to be the change, to deal with all the different solutions. And it can become a little bit perhaps oppressive or a little bit scary for young people. And I want to also suggest that one of the ways that you can make change is also holding adults accountable. I think it's really important. The adults in your life, in the governments, in the United Nations have promised and have pledged to lower CO2 emissions, to reduce poverty, to empower girls in education, and all the other global goals that we so support. So I think, yes, do all of the change and be the change, and also consider holding the adults accountable to the promises that they have made. I very much so adored the fact that we have students here from all around the world. It lifts my heart that you have become this group. And I wanted to leave you with a Margaret Mead quote, which is one of my favorites, but I'm going to adapt it slightly. And it says, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And I think what I hope is that you have a beautiful cohort from across the world where you now know that other young people in other countries care as much as you do, and that between you, you can share, you can learn from each other, you can support each other, and that you can be this incredible sort of global, thoughtful, committed citizenship group that can lead the future. And yeah, I have just been so honored to be part of this process. I have learned from you, and just well done to all of you. We are really, really proud. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. And as Rebecca mentioned, please do stay connected with us. A lot of you have already been all over our social medias, but do find us. Hashtag GSL Catalyst, hashtag GSL Goals, and your Hive platform is still live. Just jump to the final thing. Could everyone just come back on stage for me, all of our lovely coaches? Turn your cameras on, because unfortunately it's time for us to say goodbye, but not farewell forever. We will see you all at the festival. Please stay in touch with us. And as always, oh, come on, Shane. Where's Shane? Where's Michelle? Come back into the room.
I can't turn my camera on.
Oh no, let's get Shane back in.
Yeah, I can't turn my camera on either, sorry.
Oh,
It's the host is...
It's a power trip, Zoom. It's a total power trip. And I'm going to even bring Susie in here because she's one of the invisible hands that's made this all happen. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's been such an honor to be able to work with you all. And as always, think globally, act socially, and start now.